for the individuals of our community, it's about giving them a sense of ownership and pride in where they are. It's about, for us as organisations, providing opportunities where people can come and be safe to volunteer.
Since I was a kid, always I wanted to help others. And the change I want to be to myself, I want to be the change to others.
You look at the benefits for the individual, which go from everything from community inclusion to finding their place again within community to sparking joy. You think of volunteering and you probably think of the voluntary sector. What you forget is that every charity that's up and down the country has to have a board of trustees, and all of those trustees, they're all volunteers as well. For the voluntary sector to run, we are absolutely dependent upon volunteers, but we're also here to provide skills of upskilling and training and support.
And it's a phrase I like the most happy people are the givers, not the takers.
The legacy from the UK SPF is sustained volunteering practices, enhanced community resilience, lasting collaborations, economic and social benefits are generated by volunteering, and improved outcomes for public services.
I just wanted to bring my experiences from what I've done previously in my job roles to something I had an interest in. I had been a gymnastics coach and worked in human resources. I knew the local gymnastics club was struggling, to get volunteers. So I just felt that I could give them something back. Mentally, it stimulated my brain all the time. I would say go for it. It gives you a sense of achievement. It brings you new friendships, new social groups, and it gives you a purpose.
Well, I'd retired from work and this building was still here, but it was virtually not used. And I set up a community group on the estate. When you got the people in, the thanks you give you is all you wanted. And it gives us something to get up in the morning for,
I think the vast majority of people are quite happy to help out. They're really just not sure about how to go about it in a lot of cases, who they would need to go and approach, what would be the first steps that you take. And sometimes those first steps are kind of traditionally the most difficult steps to take. The UK SPF Fund has enabled us to take that message out to the community, to show what kind of opportunities are available for people where they are.
I saw a pop-up on Facebook, would you believe? And I thought, I'll give that a try. It's got us out the house. After the pandemic, it lifted you all in a rut, but this has given us something to work towards each week.
The legacy of the UK SPF programme will be really quite profound, I think. There's a lot of organisations who will be much stronger and who will be much more prepared in terms of how they can involve volunteers in their work and much more experience around that. We do hope the UK SPF is continued beyond the lifetime of this programme, but if it isn't, then we'll have done a great job.
Volunteering plays a really critical role in the community. Obviously, it's vital for the organisations that use volunteers. It really helps to enrich the services they provide and the projects that they're working on. But it's also really valuable for the volunteers themselves. What we found through this UK SPF funded project is that volunteers really get a lot of benefit. It supports them with their mental health, their well-being, but also engaging them in the community itself. So you might find people who are isolated, who might have maybe for lots of different reasons lack confidence getting out there and meeting new people. Suddenly volunteering opens up this amazing world for them.
For me personally, I think it's helped me create more confidence in myself. It's helped me to overcome the struggles that I faced from the trauma of diagnosis.
It helped me cross the bridge from jail back into the community, and it gave me a bit of belief and a bit of self-confidence.
It has actually helped me to improve on my mental health. When I came recently from abroad, when I really don't have a job, before the volunteering, I've been so much stress in the house and all the rest of it.
I think one of the things that I wanted to do was work in communities and to get to know people within the local community, which has given me a great chance to do.
The group that I run is a women's story group, and we work with older ladies who come into the group, and we use a storytelling basis to tell stories about our lives, about our experiences, about people's histories.
So I was working in a cafe with current and ex-prisoners, just mainly engaging with them and just learning about their experiences throughout life, and it's taught me how childhood experiences mainly can nurture an individual's personality and how they behave and things like that, and the opportunities that we need to provide to these people so they don't reoffend and things like that.
When I left work, obviously it was a big change in my life, and what I decided to do was volunteer for a military charity, which has been absolutely wonderful. I've really enjoyed doing it. I've met a lot of people, a lot of very different people from different backgrounds, which I think in a way has enriched me as well as a person.
I think every week it just makes me a better person in myself, and there's no better feeling than when you've helped somebody by having a 20-minute conversation with them.
The only thing I do in here really is work with the homeless people. I just sit beside them, speak to them, find out how they're doing, find out if they need medical help. And John knew all my experience would be invaluable just for maybe a couple of hours a day.
The Oswin Project gives second chances to people with a criminal record through training, mentoring and employment. Our volunteers are absolutely key in helping us to give second chances to people, and we're truly grateful for their support, so thank you very much.
I would say if you were considering coming to volunteer at Rococo, you'd find a safe space which is fully supported, all training, a sense of purpose, a sense of community, and just a chance to flourish and grow.
So I will always encourage anybody to go into volunteering because it has a lot of opportunities behind it.
So basically, ever since I left college, I wasn't sure what to do after that. So I thought by becoming a volunteer, I could be useful to the community and helping other people. And I felt like for me, I needed somewhere to go as an autistic person other than sitting around in the house all day. So it's done wonders for me. I thought out at first I was never going to find a shop that would accept me for who I am with my learning disability, but it's nice to feel part of a community where you're accepted, and I feel like I wanted to break the barriers of society to say anyone can achieve anything. And I love coming in every day to do this job, talking to the customers, working on the till and having a good day. I just feel overall more happy in myself, and I've gained a lot of confidence, and I feel like this has been a big stepping stone into my adulthood. So yeah, give it a go, you're going to love it.
So the UK Shared Prosperity Fund project has really enabled us to strengthen volunteering within our community. So we've been able to go out and about and visit organisations to make sure that they're in a healthy and a productive place to take on board and sustain volunteering in their organisation. As lead partner on the UK Shared Prosperity project, one of the real benefits for us have seen that strength in collaboration. But as well as that, it's been really useful to help us to get out in the community to open up opportunities for people who might not have been able to access volunteering in the past. The legacy of the programme, I think, will be the strengthening of volunteering within the community. So I think strengthening organisations who use volunteers to make sure that they can sustain the volunteering within their organisation.
Volunteering it's lots of different things to different people. So it could be a way into work to develop skills and employability. It could be a way to get out of the house, to build confidence and make friends. For asylum seekers, it's a way to develop life and community in a new environment and to get out of the hotel rooms.
Well, my reasons for being a volunteer is I had two family members that Marie Curie looked after quite well on my yard. And ever since then, you know, I've wanted to sort of like pay something back to Marie Curie, and I thought this is the best way to do it, you know, by volunteering. Part of my role for the volunteering is going out into the community, obviously with me fundraising and collecting cash for the hospice, and I met some really wonderful people, you know, some sports personalities, people from the media, and I just love the job, you know, love it, I get a right buzz out of it.
One of the most memorable things for me was a drop-in session we held at a job centre in Byker. And we were there to talk to people about volunteering. And as the morning went on, more and more people were arriving, and the queue was getting longer and longer, such that we had to have our own waiting area with our own dedicated staff member to manage the queue. That just showed to me the potential that volunteering has to provide people what they need and help them to get into work.
I wasn't a very confident person before I started doing this role. I've met so many people and talking on different levels, it's actually built me confidence up no end.
So we've worked really hard across the region to develop roles that will support as many people as possible into volunteering. But we really hope that people will be actively thinking and looking to do volunteering going forwards. The UK SPF programme has really opened the door for more people to get into volunteering, and we hope that in that way it's going to respond to the needs of local communities across the region.
Well, I was keen to sort of give back to the community and use my skills, I suppose, to make a bit of a difference. It gives you a real sense of achievement, actually. There's something lovely about just giving your energy to something.
At the Key, that we wouldn't manage without our volunteers, and volunteers do give more opportunities for the young people. So with the UK SPF programme, we have managed to gain and support more volunteers.
It's really fulfilling, and you'll get to meet some lovely people. You're usually on a panel with one other person. You get some fantastic training, so you feel very prepared to go into it, and very supported by the staff at Key.
When young people organise activities for themselves and are part of social action projects, it's like a positive cycle that helps young people to become active citizens and valued members of the community.
I'm at the friendly port of Amble today, at the Puffin Festival. It's a celebration of puffins, of course, but I think it's also a great opportunity to celebrate the work that the volunteers of Amble do in the community. The reason I'm here is that I'm supporting the Amble Youth Project, trying to get more volunteers attracted to the work that the Youth Project does.
Being a trustee makes sure that I know what's going on in the community, and I love working with the young people to watch them grow. I think anybody who comes along as a volunteer can offer lots of different skills.
UK SPF funding is available for people like me to come out, try to encourage volunteering and try to help improve the work of volunteer groups, helping them with policies and procedures and so on. And that's perhaps one of the lasting benefits of the work. So long after I've left, there will be more volunteers engaged in activities in local communities, and there'll be organisations which are just a little bit stronger and more able to do the good work in places like Amble.